我们上一次输给 W 是在冒泡赛的时候，很可惜3比2输给了他们。这次是我们在这个赛季唯一一次能跟 W 交手的机会，我们肯定会抓住这次机会。
IG 确实强，因为现在他们是没有一个漏洞和弱点的，所以打他们的话，可能我们会比较吃力。
我个人觉得谢现在状态是最好的时刻，很有激情，也希望快跟他对讲。
这边车上打了下来，皇子 EQ 进场，配合自己的 C 位要打输出了，6这边拉开距离，但是对方的前排已经近身肉搏了，5杀分打 Q，W 又翻盘了。
最后一波拿到5杀，心里挺平静的，就知道对面要怎么打，然后我怎么应对。
中单西野最近状态特别好，只要我不失误的话，我们中野应该不会输给对面。
到我们跟 W 打比赛的那一天，我和 Rookie 肯定会把他抓崩。
我还是有信心去尝试一下打破他们的连胜记录。
西野和 Rookie 的对局肯定会很精彩，每次都我们的比赛特别有激情，希望粉丝们都期待什么的这样子的一个对讲。
Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Today, we celebrate the 5th anniversary of the LPL, and that quote from Confucius sums up our league quite nicely. Every single time we see a player or a team fall, they always go that extra step, take that extra mile to make sure they can rise back up to the occasion and perform for the world stage and for the glory of the LPL. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast. I'm your host, Matthew Stewart. Joining me on the analyst desk tonight is going to be Clement Chu. And Clement, 5 years of the LPL. It's been such a long run. We've seen so much growth, not only players, teams, but the league itself. And on top of that, we are just getting started.
Pretty much. We're still early in the 2018 spring split, and I just want to say what an emotional ride it has been. I still remember the smile that it brought to my face seeing that first Messiah play, that TF play, and the cries of down goes LCK 2015 MSI that made EDG what it is today. And last year when Uzi failed yet again to secure a world championship, saying that was my youth. There's been so much emotion, and we're here on the anniversary to celebrate their skill, their success, and their sacrifice.
We've got legacy players as well as legends that we'll be playing in a show match later tonight after the broadcast, but even before that, we've got historic matches like Team W taking on IG, EDG against LGD as well. One of those is a rivalry that predates the LPL itself.
Yeah, we're going to see the two historical teams really butt heads here. WE has always been the team that was known for their macro and their late game. This was before OMG actually started out. And IG, kind of the bad boys, known for their aggression and their charisma.
And certainly, we were talking about how it's just getting started for the LPL because we've already seen expansion. We see now that there's multiple stadiums, one from Hangzhou, where we'll have LGD's match later on. We have a stadium in Chongqing as well, Chengdu for OMG. And the expansion is just going to continue. That's going all the way to 2020.
Yeah, we do have to talk about the plans for LPL. It's already the biggest league, but we're going to make it the mecca of esports. Not just esports, but all Chinese sports. By 2020, we are going to have 20 teams in 6 cities. We're already the first one to have home and away system. We're going bigger and better.
Yeah, it's going to get much bigger, much better. We already see the rise and fall of the LPL from time to time again. But Clement, just like Uzi's young crown king at the moment, the LPL is as well on the world stage. Still always getting so close, but never able to go the distance and actually pick up a world championship title.
We're not missing the investment. We're not missing the views. The only thing that the LPL is lacking right now is that coveted world championship.
Well, David Freak Turley tweets out at 3 o'clock every day saying that, you know what? Bold prediction, LCK is going to win Worlds once again this year. I think he's wrong. This is the year for the LPL. This is the year that Uzi gets his crown, and we're coming for it in the World Championship later on the year. And to take a look at some of the teams that are doing incredibly well in the LPL at the moment, we can check in with the standings as we are now in the second last day of cross-conference. East has been dominating the West, where IG, Rogue Warriors, and RNG have not dropped a single game.
Yep, IG, Rogue Warriors, RNG gone 16-0 against the West. The top of the East is the top of the league right now.
Whereas for the side of the West, we saw great starts from Snake. EDG were looking promising. WE as well, having a shaky start, but then started to find their ground. However, they've been dropping games. Snake and EDG now 9-3, 8-4. WE, we didn't see Condi. We haven't seen Condi. We haven't seen Ben. It's been Celestial as well as Magic playing for the team, and things just are not looking good for the Western Conference.
That is the big problem for the West right now. Every top team, there is missing crucial pieces. Snake their bot lane, EDG their jungle, and WE their jungler again in Condi.
Yeah, but WE, they have been trying to mesh well with their 2 new players, and they've got a big matchup today. First match of the day is going to be Team WE taking on Invictus Gaming. This is a rivalry that predates the LPL itself. Followed by BLG taking on Jindong Gaming. That will also be live from the Super Rare Mall here in Shanghai. At the same time, 7 o'clock Shanghai time, there'll be a match between LGD and EDG. This is another historic rivalry, but that'll be played from the Hangzhou Arena. We will not be broadcasting that match on the English broadcast. However, it will still be covered by the Chinese broadcast. You can head over to panda.tv/LPL or douyu.com/LPL to watch those matches. But before you do, that only starts at 7 o'clock. We still have Team WE against IG coming up right now. A historic matchup. This is one that predates the LPL, as we've said so many times. And although IG look on form and WE have been trying to mesh together, it's still going to be a big match to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big one. And just to throw some names out there, let you guys get a feel. A lot of these are going to sound pretty familiar. On WE side, we have Talmay, Clear Love, Messiah, Wei Zhao, and FCZF. You know, the old macro team. And also their coach, Aaron, legendary coach for EDG. What really defined them? They're been so far ahead of their time back in the days of Season 2. You know, I started my career by writing about the slow push. This was the team that did it. What they were doing back in Season 2 was they were setting up slow push waves with Ezreal cross map. It's Season 8 now. Most teams don't do that.
On top of that, Team WE, you know, they've been trying to work with their style that we saw made them very successful at the 2017 World Championship. We saw them try to do the early push with Caitlyn in the bottom lane, tried to take it to late game where they were known as the Elder Dragon team. But things have been really different for them at the moment because they don't have Condi and they don't have Ben starting on their roster either. It's been Magic and Celestial, and the past few weeks has really been Team WE just trying to gel with these 2 new players.
Yeah, the big thing to note here is that WE really has been a team that regressed in most of their lanes. Their top laner, 957, has champion pool problems. Mystic has not been performing on point. What's been keeping them going through is the combination of Xie and Magic. Xie, currently 11 MVPs, most in the LPL, and they're setting up plays for him. The Ryze and the Rek'Sai, and also the Cassiopeia and kind of the Rek'Sai. Again, they want that kill combo in the mid lane. That's what has been keeping them alive.
Certainly has. For the start of Invictus Gaming, though, they have been very dominant this league. They only dropped a single match in the LPL, and that was the opening game for the LPL itself against RNG, where IG lost their match, and since then they picked up the Shy in the top lane, and they've been undefeated in these best of 3 series, looking stronger and stronger game after game. They are the giants in the LPL at the moment.
There's no question that IG is going to be the favorites coming into this matchup right now. They're on a 10-game winning streak. All of their lanes have looked good, and there's a high chance that this is going to be a very one-sided affair. However, I do want to go into the history a little bit about these 2 teams. IG versus WE. They are 14 and 17. However, those are only LPL stats. Historically, WE has been more successful compared to IG. IG has been about the personality. BDD, Illusion, Zitai, and Xiaoxia, who's actually the biggest streamer in China right now.
These 2 teams also played 10 back-to-back matches last year, 2017. And that was when Team WE were able to qualify for the World Championships as well, knocking IG off of that spot to qualify for the World Championship. So there's a lot of tension between these 2 teams. Historic rivalry that has not just, you know, kind of died down and shelved. It's still present to this day.
This is the grudge match, and like we saw in the interview, this is IG's only chance to go up against WE. Now, WE, they weren't the same team that went to Worlds last time, but IG, they were known for the best team that didn't go to Worlds last year from China. So a lot of things have shifted in the favor of IG in this matchup.
They certainly have, and they picked up a few new players like Jackie Love, the bottom lane, the Prodigy AD carry, one of the rookie AD carries that have been saying to people like Uzi that now it is my time to shine, it is my time to take the crown. Let's take a look at Team WE's lineup. 957, Magic, Xie, Mystic, and Celestial.
Still no sign of Condi and still no sign of Ben. WE are going to roll with this lineup of rookies.
Good news for WE fans is the fact that Magic and Celestial played on the same academy team, and on top of that, they are starting to mesh well with Team WE. But we always talk about the core composition and the core players for Team WE. The question is still, is it going to be enough? They're up against Invictus Gaming, who are dominating at the moment. The Shy, Ning, Rookie, Jackie Love, and Paula.
Every single lane, a top player, a top DPM player as well. This team is going to be the toughest one to beat, and so far they have the highest hopes of representing at MSI.
They certainly do, and here's the matchup between Invictus Gaming and WE in a nutshell. Right now you can see all the #1 stats coming out from IG because they are the best in the LPL.
Definitely. You know, it's been 5 years, but the matchup really hasn't changed that much. IG is still the one to go aggressive early, while WE is still the one that wants to hold on and use that late game team fighting power. However, they are going up against patch 8.4. We've only seen one series apiece from these two teams, so adaptation is going to be key today.
Patch 8.4 seems to be Invictus Gaming favorite, where they go for the 2-on-2 skirmish based around their mid laner as well as their jungler. On top of that is a conflict in playstyles, as you mentioned. IG notoriously well known for not being able to team fight that efficiently. We've seen their match against EDG, where they were 10,000 gold ahead, but EDG get one team fight and they win the team fight. IG was still able to secure that game, but WE are exactly the same in this case. If you go into a team fight against them, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, well, however, WE, they like to stall out. We saw their win against EDG, where they lost 3 inhibitors and still won. But that's not going to happen in 8.4 anymore. On patch 8.4, our average game time has gone down by 4 minutes and 20 seconds compared to the last week of 8.2. There's a lot less stalling going around, and Baron is much stronger.
And the only team that we really start seeing using these stalling tactics is teams like Rogue Warriors. We saw, and we talked about them last night, especially from FLICKR, and how they like to stall around the red side ramp that leads to Baron buff and try to take games as late as they can. WE, we haven't seen too much of them in 8.4. They might try to innovate something with their 2 new players to try and stall out these games. And that's where we want to start this conversation.
Yeah.
The onus really feels like it's on Team WE to take it to IG, bearing the patch in mind and bearing IG's recent performance as well.
How I feel like W needs to play it is they have to change their mentality. They're a team that's too willing to sit back and kind of scale, but what they should take cues from is Vici versus IG. Vici understood that they were going to lose their lanes, but they stayed on the offensive. They rotated their top laner with Long into other lanes and tried to make IG play defensive. And I think that's the key against playing against IG. If you just let their lanes win and wait for them to control the temple, you're never going to get a footing in the game.
Because IG have been known to make mistakes as well. We criticize Vici for saying that, you know, the times where they look like they're going to win a match is when they're only able to capitalize on the mistakes made by their opponents. But they did that very well against Invictus Gaming. And Invictus Gaming are known for making these crucial mistakes, especially when it comes to team fights.
Yeah, you do have to take those kind of losing losses. You have to say, okay, we're going to lose 10 CS in the top lane, 10 CS in the bot lane. It doesn't matter. We're going to be the ones that are going to group and roam on the map first. And that's how you cancel out Invictus Gaming's chokehold on the game. However, I do want to touch a little bit on the ban picks right here. I think it's very difficult for W to come out ahead. If you look at the top lane, the Shy, he can blind pick Camille, he can blind pick Jace. It's going to be very hard for 957 to hold on. You look at the bot lane, Mystic, he likes to play a lot of Xayah and Rakan, but Ballen's the biggest Leona player we have in the LPL. That's not a good matchup for him either. If they want a foothold in the early game, it's again going to have to be on Shia's shoulders.
Which is so difficult, because Shia's up against Rookie. This is a man that is incredibly well known, not only as an Invictus Gaming mid laner, but well known in the LPL and internationally as well. He is no pushover.
Yeah, definitely. Historically, this has not been a good matchup for Xie. However, in recent weeks, I would say Xie has been the MVP of the league. 11 MVP so far, like we said, and the team really plays around him. The big question here is, are we going to see an assassin matchup like we saw in the playoffs, Yasuo versus LeBlanc, or are we going to see an 8.4 push fest?
Because we haven't seen too much coming out of Rookie just yet. Yes, he's still an incredibly strong mid laner. We know that he's mechanically intensive, but his team has just been so good that he can work around them and be more of that facilitator in this split.
Yeah, and that's the big advantage Rookie has. He doesn't need to go into the risky matchups against Xie and give Xie that chance to come back in the game. He can play around Jackie Love and let the team fight just develop naturally itself.
Well, going into game number 1, it seems like the onus is really on Team WE to take it to Invictus Gaming. We'll find out how that goes. Let's send it over to our casters, but first, let's hear from Rookie.
我觉得 W 这战队对我来说是个就最近嘛，最近他们并不是很顺利嘛，所以觉得跟他们打的时候，就因为最近西野的状态比较好，然后每次都是就是现在拿的 MVP 次数比较多嘛，所以我就是更努力一下，然后跟西野就是跟西野5-5开发挥就可以了。
Thank you so much, guys, at the desk. And Rookie saying he wants to go even and scale against the likes of Xie. Could it be possible we're seeing a pattern among multiple players? Hey, I just want to relax and go even and scale, play for the late game.
I don't think Rookie's going to take that very literally in the way that he's just going to sit there and scale. That's not the way Rookie plays, but I do admire the respect for Xie as we're immediately into picks and bans.
Oh,
We are well underway.
Absolutely. WE on blue, Invictus Gaming on red. Already we've got Jarvan locked in for Magic, a very strong pick for him. And I have to echo the sentiment of our desk. That mid lane is so vital to this matchup. I'm curious to see if we are going to be getting Assassin versus Assassin, Mage versus Mage, or just the classic 8.4. But so far, it looks like we've got Xayah now locked in. So Invictus Gaming still putting that priority onto Jackie Love in the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely. Give him the Xayah. Of course, Rakan is generally the pick that comes with it, but they don't need to go towards it right now unless they have a super high priority on securing themselves the duo. You look at the Xayah lock-in. They don't have their mid laner, they don't have their top laner, but they are on red side, so those two should get picked last, and I would expect... Actually, they're going to shift it up. It's a flex, so it does still work.
Yeah, very early Vladimir flex. And like you said, Invictus Gaming on that red side. That's red side rookies, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see if he's going to target that out early on. Though that does mean we do get a chance to see 957 pick himself up some comfort, knowing he's looking across one of the best top laners in the league at the Shy.
And you'd have to assume that it is going to be the Vladimir top lane whilst it can still flex.
Yeah.
I like the idea from IG picking it early for that. What I like more, however, is the immediate swap over to Gnar, locked in before the second ban phase from Team WE as a response to the Vladimir being there. They get themselves a good matchup, they get themselves a comfortable champion for 957, and they get completely through the pick ban phase without being focused in a lane where they don't want to fall behind. They don't want to let the Shy get rolling, they want to have a good matchup.
And now, looks like WE, they're actually prioritizing their side lanes, relying on those strong legacy members of Xie and Mystic. 957 has got himself nice and comfortable. It's the newcomers, Magic and Celestial, that raise concerns for the team. So why not pick their champions early and make sure they're safe, especially in a matchup with this much weight? Invictus Gaming, on the other hand, looks like they're doing the same thing as they lock in their bottom lane for Baolan and Jackie Love.
Yeah, the thing that I did want to bring up earlier in the draft phase, which is where there might be cause for concern, is that they didn't pick their jungler and they chose to pick the Vladimir instead. Now, I can understand wanting to force perhaps a Gnar in response or force the pick so that you don't, you can threaten the bans, whatever it may be for them. But ultimately, they go for the Vladimir, they don't pick their jungler, and then they get into the second ban phase. Olaf's gone, you've got Sejuani banned as well as Jarvan locked in. Like, yes, they can go towards a Zac if they'd like, but that pool could have been pinched, could have been limited by WE, and that was the risk that IG took by going for this draft. However, it does prove to be an okay and sound strategy in the end, as mid lane where the bans are going.
Yeah, Cassiopeia going to be stricken away as another AD carry banned away from Mystic. I think the most scary thing is that these are safe AD carries. Ezreal being pulled back. Varus with an Alistar, generally pretty safe against the Xayah Rakan, but still could be an opportunity for IG to try to pressure that bottom lane. We already saw yesterday, it's not so much about the mid duo, still certainly very important, but how that mid duo also affects the side lanes. It's now Talia has been taken away from Rookie.
They actually really like the Varus ban. The Ezreal one seems to just be a very specific ban away from Mystic, as is the Xayah early rotation, of course, for Jackie Love. It's not just for him, it is also to take away from Mystic, who loves the champion.
Oh yeah.
So they deny the duo, they get the duo for themselves, and conversely now Mystic, not having the Ezreal, not having the Varus, not having his Xayah, may go towards perhaps the Caitlyn, and I feel like that's definitely a part of the plan here for IG.
Very well could be, as Gragas is now locked in here in the LPL. Very low pick ban rate. You can see on the bottom of your screen, this is the third time that he's been picked up this year.
Yeah, and now one of the only wins that you'll see, I should say, with it, is actually Ning playing it.
Yeah.
So IG, very good team, most likely going to win all of the games they play, and the Gragas was okay at best. He was just shooting threes, getting some last hits with the Gragas. Unfortunately, he wasn't engaging or anything massive with it, and it makes you wonder why Gragas when something like Zac is available? Why go for the unreliable when the known quantity, when the reliable is always there in comparison?
We're going to find out in this game, as Ryze has now been locked in for Xie. As is expected, he has to take it blind into the best mid laner in the league at Rookie, looking across from him. And right now, Xie, he might have the most MVPs in the league, but just behind him is Rookie with a pretty healthy number on his own. Still, though, with that final pick, we've got Mystic on Tristana and Orianna, the battle ball for Rookie in the mid lane.
Yeah, something that we expected to see from Rookie here. The Orianna will get locked in. Now, note, the Ryze was picked with a purpose. They've got the Talia ban, they've got the Cassiopeia ban, and they picked themselves the Ryze, who wants to have pretty good push in that matchup and didn't want to die early. So they get rid of Rookie's counter matchup. They get rid of Rookie's best champion, generally speaking, in that Talia as well. He plays it all the time if he's allowed to. but still they give him the Orianna.
Yeah.
And you could say Talia is one of his best, but it's not like Orianna's not in his wheelhouse. He is an incredibly good Ori.
He's 7-0 right now on Orianna. 100% win rate with a 20.8 KDA on the champion. It is going to take a lot to bring him down. And so often we always call it the battle ball Orianna. For clarity, this isn't the guy who sits back and farms passively. No, he is in your face with this champion, doing massive amounts of damage. Still, though, this is a massive legacy rivalry between these two teams. Years in the making, not only between the players on stage, but on the organizations behind them. And now as the coaches shake hands and make their way backstage, you can see the players are taking the gravitas of that situation quite seriously.
And I will say that Invictus Gaming, as the composition goes, is not the easiest to execute. Their late game team fighting is going to rely on a Gragas and a Rakan to go forwards, but they can make it work incredibly seamlessly if the Shockwave is there, if the Hemo Plague is there, and that one hit is going to be enough to kill somebody. And that's what you're looking at with IG. They do want to scale, they do want to hit those team fights. Their skirmishing is still very strong, and I still keep my eyes towards that Gragas, towards Ning, and say, can he get it done? Can he get a lane going? I'd actually look towards the bottom lane once again. Say, Jackie Love, get him rolling, free the Rakan up so that you can work with him, and then you have so much control of the map.
Yeah, we saw that exact same strategy utilized by Rogue Warriors just yesterday. On the other hand, Magic coming in as a secondary for Condi, one of the greatest junglers in all of the LPL. And now he's got quite that legacy to live up towards as we make our way onto the Rift for Game 1 of the oldest rivalry in Chinese League of Legends.
All right, everyone gets one.
Still going.
It's incredibly passionate down here. Again, you mentioned the oldest rivalry. The team's still strong today. We're in the Shanghai Arena, and it is absolutely berserk right now, packed to the brim. Everyone here in support of their teams.
And of course, I say the oldest rivalry in Chinese League of Legends. These teams had a rivalry before the LPL even existed in 2013. Massive, massive legacy for these teams to be competing upon. But that said, we've loaded onto the Rift. Looks like we're not going to see anything too spicy early on. Nice defensive lines. And Ning's on the top lane, or excuse me, top half.
Yeah, he's starting at the red buff, but he doesn't have a Smite Vladimir to leash for him this time around, so it may not be the best start for the Gragas, and perhaps they're just trying to avoid the other side of the map. Perhaps Vision gets placed down. Maybe he doesn't want to run into Magic, or maybe he wants to gank bottom early. Invictus Gaming pathing from the top side to the bottom side. It will be known very quickly by the fact that, of course, Jackie Love and Baolan are pushing, and the Shy was late to lane. So this is going to pan out very obviously for WE. It's about what can they do to stop this. The bottom lane will bounce back. It's all going to set up in the end for exactly what WE want.
Already some trading down in that bottom lane. Now a ward in Tribush did spot out WE's path down there, and we can see what looks to be the Raptors now from Ning as he ticks over to level 2. Keep an eye on that mini-map. As already, Jackie Love, the aggressive new AD carry for Invictus Gaming, is trying to take dominant control over this lane with Baolan. And perhaps even more incentive to see Ning on that bottom lane. He's running Predator in the, Electrocute in the jungle.
Yeah, the Gragas is actually pretty good at proccing Electrocute. Now, he's not very good at being healthy in the jungle, but he has got a very good bottom lane and a strong bottom lane to keep it going. So no ganks for him. And this is something that I really don't understand why he's gone towards this. Now, he's going to keep the blue buff alive. He'll be able to come back okay because Jarvan's pathing from red to blue, so there's no contest on that camp. And perhaps he gets himself some boots, or he gets himself another aspect of the jungle item that he can upgrade, and he'll be a little bit stronger for his gank, a bit healthier for his gank, but it delays it by a big amount of time. And I wonder if it's just to throw them off, throw WE off the scent of where he is by having a very awkward gank timing.
Even Rookie stepping forward to place a ward, and keep an eye out for Magic. 957 is starting to get antsy by placing a ward in the Tribush. At the bottom of your screen, you can see the overall head-to-head for those two teams, 14-17, with WE just leading. And again, the last time these two teams played, it was in the qualifiers for Worlds just a few months ago, where WE advanced all the way to the semifinals. So lots of passion in this matchup. Celestial trades along with Baolan. Jackie Love gets the better of that one.
Yeah, very good poking so far from Invictus Gaming. Baolan and Jackie Love doing some serious work down in these trades. Tristana is pretty good at level 2. You know, the old school combo of Alistar and Trist are always going to stand out amongst the rest for level 2 power spikes, but because it started off so poorly, because they had to leash, and the Xayah Rakan did not. That means that Xayah can't get the push, that means they control the lane, and that also just means that directly the power spike that a Tristan and Alistar have is not going to be as impactful or as usable. It's going to be harder to execute.
Already just seeing Mystic pushed all the way to the turret. Ning moving around through the jungle pretty aggressively, through the river. Not sure if he's been spotted out by that ward just below him.
They knew the Gragas was here regardless. They used the Scrying Orb and they spotted him out. He's just hovering around, but he's still going to get it off.
Xie, yeah. Rookie steps forward.
They're taking the fight.
One. Xie has got to retreat. He's got heal and flash, but he's on the wrong side of this. Places a ward. Ning goes over. That's the first barrel. He flashes, looks for Rookie, the cleanse. Xie wants the solo kill. Can he get it? Baolan shows up for the save. That's a shield. Xie goes back in. He knows he's dead, but still, first blood IG.
Yeah, Xie tries to make a desperate turnaround play, maybe get himself a trade because he was caught so far out of position at the end of that engage. Rookie gets himself the assist. He survives barely as well. And it's unfortunate that Baolan is the one who picks up the kill in the end. But credit to him for being there in the first place. Invictus Gaming's bottom lane freed up by being a pushing lane. They get the roam. Everything works out as they want.
And this is that jungle mid synergy that we talk about so much in this patch 8.4. Ning, he started off by affecting Rookie's lane, knowing that he's on that massive Orianna, knowing that his bottom lane is fine to just push in, and trusting that the Shy, even though he's getting pushed into the turret non-stop, is keeping even in CS. He's still holding on to all 5 minion dematerializers. Perhaps the Shy preempting the eventual banner minion.
I have a feeling, Dom, that we might see one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, I would hope that that's what he's doing here.
What gave you that hint? The 8.4 patch?
Nothing major. Nothing major.
Yeah.
Just a feeling.
Wow.
You're right. He is actually starting to use them now. However.
There he goes. All right.
It's all about controlling the lane at certain timings. If 957's pushing and he can't step up because he's, say, about to switch over to Mega, then you can get rid of the cannon or something of the likes, of course, and it helps you push lanes.
That said, 957 ticks over to level 6. The Shy does the same, but drops himself into a Sanguine pool to back away. Still, WE, they're hunting for their own jungle duo. Magic is hanging around the mid lane. We've been calling him a bit of a helicopter parent for Xie, but so far he hasn't been able to make anything happen.
I'm glad that you started calling him that with me now. I thought I was the only one that was going to call him a helicopter parent. He just hovers around constantly. He doesn't want to leave mid lane, but ultimately, yeah, it's usually a Rek'Sai. It's usually a champion that wants to get the ganks off, and Jarvan does. But Ning was there first, and it makes you wonder, where was Magic? You know, what was he doing that wasn't going to enable him to protect his mid laner when Xie was winning the lane? It's just something that you'd see from Magic all the time, protecting him. He wasn't there, and I think that was just IG recognizing where to be, when to be there, and how to get there, most importantly. The way that Rookie played that engage in mid was perfect. He actually baited his health bar out, losing the trade, but wanting to trade, almost like he was feigning that he was going to recall. But he wasn't. There was a gank coming the entire time.
Bit of an engage in the bottom lane. Ning was thinking of roaming bottom, but there's that vision that you were talking about, that control from Ning in that river on the bottom side with double control ward placed by Rookie and Ning. And of course, the pushing bottom lane allows Baolan to follow up and support. So as long as WE are locked down there, it's going to be so difficult to try and contest and keep Ning out of the jungle. And already you can see Xie starting to suffer a little bit as he just continues to step up and try to clear out these wards.
This is wave number 1 and potentially roam number 1, but he's got to clear 2 control wards on the way through. Now, we also saw Ning path directly through the middle lane. No regard for being spotted or not, for being invisible. He's like, all right, they need to know I'm here, because he's going to his red buff. They warded that red buff, and he wanted to ensure that he got there as soon as possible and didn't really care too much for being hidden whilst doing so. Ultimately, he'll have the red. They saw him there, and he's still looking for a gank mid lane. But this time, it's so obvious that Magic is here.
Xie has no flash. He steps forward. Shockwave catches them both! What synergy, and that's going to be Xie knocked onto the wrong side. He Realm Warps heal to try to keep himself topped up, but he only goes a stone's throw away. Celestial, what the save? No, it's too late. Xie is dead again. Forced to flash away as another kill goes to IG.
And the idea was there from WE. The counter gank was possible. They expected the Gragas to be nearby, and they wanted to pick up Rookie as a result, perhaps before Ning could have an impact. But the Shockwave finds them both. Completely removes any opportunity of a counter gank, removes any chance of protecting Xie, and then he just goes down and he just dies. Ning gets in with the flash body slam that was just set up for him on a silver platter. Max range Shockwave, both members, and then it's just set up brilliantly then for Ning to follow it through. Now, they don't get Magic he's going to be super low health and he's going to get pushed away by the ultimate, but he can't be useful here. And they kill Xie just before Celestial can come in and have a say.
Even while that was happening, Mystic completed his recall, which allowed JackeyLove and Baolan to shove bottom. That turret is already taking huge hits, and you can see Baolan going straight for the upgraded support item. They're already, IG are just dominating the vision of WE and using that to put WE on the back foot, specifically the MVP, Xie.
And let's put this simply as well. IG doing exactly what they do every single time. This is what makes them such a good team. And it's not that it looks flashy. It doesn't look crazy outstanding. The macro doesn't sound like it's the highest level thing you've ever seen because they just win lanes. But it's the things that you're not really looking for is that what makes IG the best at it. Yes, their individual skills are very good. Rookie hitting a shockwave like that, but it's the decision making, it's the placement, it's the vision, it's the control that allows all of this to happen in the first place. Being able to prolong laning phase is still an art form in and of itself.
Yeah. And IG have certainly got it down. That said, they might want to try to break out of it sometime soon as we're seeing something a bit pressing. That's an Infernal Dragon very early on, and that could very quickly accelerate the game out of control for the likes of Invictus Gaming. So often we talk about WE being fond of stalling the Elder Dragon team, waiting for the late game. Well, this is patch 8.4. You can't just sit back and wait anymore. As Baolan with the engage. He's found Mystic. That's Rocket Jump, but Flash and Heal are still up.
And that was very rarely with a chance of killing him. It was actually just to threaten him. But the Flash was used by Baolan. The ultimate was used, yes, but they remove a lot of health from Mystic. Ning's now able to come in and he will be spotted, but most importantly, even if this doesn't work and the health was missing from Mystic, they gave themselves a window of opportunity to perhaps even do the Infernal Drake. Rookie's controlling mid lane. He's the first to rotate every time. IG, they've got their eyes set on this bottom lane. They're still looking towards the play. This time it may be a counterplay.
Celestial goes in and Baolan just ducks right back out. Magic is there, but so are both junglers. And you can see 957 with teleport has pulled back from the minion wave just in case.
The hardest part about this for Magic is actually doing the damage to JackeyLove without him just pressing his ultimate to dodge it completely. Has got the flash and heal available as well. So ultimately, the onus is on Celestial, the Alistar who has only got Hex Flash and is getting used here and there to threaten engages. Nothing really to be seen.
This is a trap, but Magic does not fall for it. Something tells him that it's off, and he decides to go the very safe route back into the lane.
They don't even have vision on the Infernal Drake, and IG have got a complete circle almost around the area. WE, I mean, that was a Hex Flash. Everyone just chill.
Yeah, don't mind that. Luckily, fairly low cooldown. Now they will spot Magic on that side. He's going to start stepping up and trying to contest this vision because if they allow themselves to get choked out like this, WE are just going to give up more and more ground on the map. Like you said, Rookie controlling that mid lane, moving first and faster than Xie.
Yeah, Xie has actually gone straight towards a defensive build. Merc Treads, Negatron Cloak as well, building towards the Abyssal Mask. He's super defensive, wants to scale up and get items, and wants to nullify any kind of threat from Rookie, especially in 1v1 trades. So as it stands between the mid laners, Rookie will have the ability power soon, especially once he recalls, and I'd imagine he has a lot of money to spend. He'll get himself a completed item, and then he'll be strong. And he can roam, and he can influence the map, and that's what we're looking towards.
Now, Magic and Xie are actually going for a roam here. Cataclysm is ready. Who's the target going to be? JackeyLove backs it up, takes to the skies, and uses his summoner spells. That's a lot of damage onto Magic, actually. Baolan turns and gets knocked over the wall by Celestial. He's going to try to follow up, but the Shockwave pins Magic and Mystic to the wall. Celestial goes in. Cataclysm as teleport is being utilized by 957 to get in, but already JackeyLove has gone down. Kills are being traded back and forth under this turret as IG are pushing WE back. Xie flashes the wall to safety, but there's the Shy. Will he be able to catch up? Flash for the slow Hemo Plague, and Xie will go down yet again.
They'll secure him. They're next to the Drake as the fight subsides as well. And Invictus Gaming 5-1 in kills will also get themselves the objective. Though this will take a little while, given that it's a tank, a Gragas, and a Rakan. Rookie chooses to prioritize the lane control, as does the Shy. 957's only left to try and respond. No teleport.
Yeah, didn't quite make it into that fight, but WE throwing everything at the kitchen and the kitchen sink at JackeyLove. They succeed, but then the rest of IG show up.
This could have been better for Invictus Gaming if Baolan didn't use his W just there to close, to make some distance between them. Right there was the engage. That might have been the shockwave. Now, Rookie still hits it, but he has to flash to hit that shockwave, and that's really tragic, honestly, for IG for the rest of this fight. Now, they'll still do well. They'll still win it. Ignite does take Jackie Love. Ning with a great ultimate is the biggest reason as to why everyone now has to run from WE. Xie thought he might have been able to contribute that little bit extra. And at this moment as well, the Shy, yes, he flashes forwards. Yes, he gets the kill. But that feels like an extra summoner spell also needing to be used in a situation where maybe it wasn't necessary at all.
Already, though, we can see IG looking to escalate this as Essence Reaver finished very quickly for Jackie Love. That means a swap for IG to the top lane. The Shy walks up 1v3 to defend this turret, but he knows he's got Ning and Rookie just behind him. They've both been spotted by a ward, though.
Yeah, WE know that too, so that's why they're backing away, and he is able to step up as a Vladimir and have the perceived 1v3. Of course, WE are wise to the fact that there's allies nearby, but doesn't mean that WE can stop what's happening on the opposite side of the map.
957 might be losing his turret. Mystic might die to the Hemo
He has no heal.
Oh, and he goes down!
Oh, that's very upsetting.
Got the damage. Meanwhile, Xie, he's targeting out Baolan once again. 957 flash only catches Jackie Love. The stuns are staggered. Do they have enough damage? He's under the turret and out to safety, but here's Rookie walking in from the other side of the map. Welcome back, Xie. How about another shockwave? Realm Warp to try to lock him in place, but he will be able to leap to safety.
Bunch of stuns to make sure the Rookie doesn't get in there in the end, and they do get to back away, but they don't get kills. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Shy just gets the assassination as the Vladimir, and he's also getting meaningful damage now even onto the inner turret from WE, and suddenly all of these small things are continuing to cascade, and WE's responses to it have been lackluster. Every single time it's been lackluster, IG get one extra thing, and that has resulted in about a 4,000 gold lead and continuing to grow.
Yeah, a lot of that solo gold onto the Shy. This recall, he's already completed and upgraded his Eye of the Watchers and a full Morellonomicon. Why not? So here's that play on the bottom. The Shy goes in 1v3, and he just out-damages Mystic.
Yeah, he actually just presses his R button and Q, of course. He was at the max blood there, so it was going to do max damage. I think what was cool about that from the Shy, and it'll be underappreciated, of course, is that he, at the very last second, used his Q on the Tristana. I thought he was just going to use it on a minion because he had no health, but surprised us all, and his damage was also very surprising that it secured the kill.
The surprise burst out of the Shy, breaking open the bottom lane. 1v3, now it's 6 kills to 1, and IG are looking to swing this rivalry in their favor. Not only have they been doing better in the standings, but so far, they've been doing better in this game. And they're set to continue that momentum. Take a look at the vision on that bottom half of the map. The Shy has teleport. The Shy can split push. Ning is grouped up with Rookie. Everything is going right for IG.
WE have equalized the vision by a decent amount as well, though. You can see that control ward being super important to spot Ning. They've got some other wards now started to be riddled through the jungle of their own jungle, but nothing gets to push forwards from them, unfortunately. The river is the furthest up that they can go because they are forced back towards their towers, back towards their base, and pushed defensively by the consistent onslaught of IG through laning phase.
Jackie Love just pushing minion wave after minion wave. Ning controlling Scuttle Crabs. Even the Scryer's Bloom to spot out Xie's potential roam towards the bottom lane as IG just have their finger on the pulse of WE, and they find it to be weak, not strong enough to defend their turrets, as now the mid-tier one is broken. Ning has found Magic. That's the cast to fling him back. Rookie is there, and Magic goes down. Slam dunk for Rookie as he gets another kill. Xie exhausted, flashes away, but already the dive has followed. The Shy is doing so much damage, flashes to the far side and cannot kill Xie. Now 957 is going to harass him as Rookie goes 2 turrets deep to hunt down Jackie Love, who's trying to go for the 1v2 and will succeed. He is still alive in the back lines. Rookie trying to chase Mystic down, succeeds and finds him over the wall. Celestial flashes to safety, but WE are falling apart at the seams.
Rookie just destroys that. The timing was perfect. They're looking for 957 as well. They are not stopping Invictus Gaming. They are slaughtering WE, and Rookie is having the most impact that you could possibly expect from a mid laner, almost solo. Ning's doing his own thing, Rookie's doing his own thing, but they're all contributing massive amounts to the map.
The terrifying thing is they're doing it all at the same time, so WE have no way to respond. 957 might have teleport, but he can't do it if he's busy skirmishing. Jackie Love, what are you doing there?
He uses the ultimate. Now the big thing here is the shockwave being used to cancel the jump. Wow. That was damage that would have killed him. So perfect, picture perfect from Rookie. Shows why he is the best mid laner in the LPL just there.
the attack dissonance auto in the time that it takes for me to just press the Q button once. Rookie, there is a reason that he is the best mid laner in the league. Now, as you can see, we do have a brief pause. We're going to try to figure that out as quick as possible, but WE, they may not be allowed to talk during the pause, but you can only imagine what is going through their heads right now, because this is not how the match was supposed to go.
No, the individual strength is something that WE should still have. It's the team play where you'd expect them to be lacking. Yes, the jungler is new. Yes, the support is new, and the roster may not be at its full strength, but Xie should be able to keep up with Rookie. That should be okay. Your top lane should be able to keep up with the Shy as well. And laning-wise, it hasn't been poor from WE, but it's about how they're influencing the map. So those individuals from IG are going above and beyond in this set currently in the first game. WE on the opposite side are just laning, just responding, trying to keep up, and it doesn't feel like they ever can.
It almost seems as though Invictus Gaming have claimed the title from WE last split. Invictus Gaming right now are more than the sum of their parts, where you look at WE and the math doesn't add up. They are not a collective sum. They are 5 players playing on a team, whereas Invictus Gaming are one team of 5 players.
Now, we have started this game off very strong from IG, and WE are left to try and scale up, like Rookie said he wanted to do against Xie, amusingly enough, of course. But the composition for Invictus Gaming, now that it's ahead, is an Orianna Rakan combo.
Yeah.
That's the kind of combo that is just the left, right, good night, immediately wins a team fight straight away. It's dangerous, and that is one of the scariest things for WE to be facing down against. Their composition is okay. It scales up incredibly well. You've got a Tristana, respectively, as well.
The Ryze.
Once the range is there, once Ryze gets items, but he's built defensively currently. And my concern there is that they'll hit mid-game, and IG will just be way too strong in team fighting.
Yeah.
And what can WE do if they can't team fight?
Again, this is patch 8.4, the patch of the Baron Banner minion, Thomas the Tank minion. Able to break turrets so quickly and efficiently. And while Celestial is playing Alistar and can headbutt that minion into the base, that requires him to step out into
he can't do
IG.
that.
Yeah.
He'd have to flash pulverize a cannon minion, Dom. I don't really think that's a viable option.
I mean, he's been using the Hex Flash rather effectively, but still, if any team has comfort playing towards the late game and, to use the phrase, losing sparingly, or sorry, losing gracefully, it is WE. I think the only team that could do that better might be BLG, but they haven't been playing that style lately. In fact, we haven't seen that nearly since the beginning of the year, if not 2017.
Yeah, certainly true. I mean, I do actually like the point you mentioned before, being that they almost swapped identities because of that as well. That's actually a super interesting thing to highlight from IG. It does feel like their individual strengths are amazing. Their weakness has always been team fighting, and I think that's where the contrast would be. But the individuals feel like they're going above and beyond what their parts are worth as well, with contributing to the map. But still, that's where the comparison tends to just die. Unfortunately, the team fighting part that WE have been so well known for, so strong for, isn't necessarily there for them just yet. Though we have seen growth from IG, we've seen changes from IG, and we have seen some differences starting to come in their play styles and the decisions that they make.
And already, this game is not going the way that WE wanted. I mean, we heard from the analyst desk that if WE wanted to take an advantage, they would have to set the tempo. They would have to set the pace for this game and not allow themselves to fall behind. And already we've seen what happens when just 1 or 2 kills get out of position here.
This is when we need Clement. It's clearly about the casters.
Having a good chuckle here as the fans are smiling out in the audience. Again, it is a full house today.
Also, for clarity as well, we're swapping out a PC. So they said 2 to 3 minutes, and that was about 1.5 minutes ago, so we'll keep track of that. Hopefully we get back in the game very soon. It shouldn't be too bad. Last time we swapped a PC, they were lightning speed.
It was. Just have to hope that they are just as quick this time. But Rookie on this Orianna, this guy, holy cow. How is he so good for so long? I cannot imagine the amount of rigor and practice that goes into a routine that keeps him as sharp as he is.
We're back on, Dom. We're back into the game. Everything's working out all right now. We set ourselves up at that crossroads. And just to bring it back to the point that we mentioned now that we are here, we're at the mid-game stage, 18 minutes. Of course, it's pretty mid-game as the LPL is concerned, with a 31-minute, 40-odd second game time for Invictus Gaming. We're well and truly near their mid-game. In fact, just a little bit over. But from this point, the strength that IG have got, the strength their composition has got, the team fighting prowess that they'll start to have, coincides with an Infernal Drake at 30 seconds, coincides with a Baron in a minute from now. They are set to succeed, and the vision is already there. Just look at the minimap where Baolan is. 3 control wards in the river. The Baron and Herald area is theirs. It belongs to them entirely. WE have to try and respond early so they don't just lose the Baron on spawn.
Now, even while that's happening, we can see Ning is setting up to take Infernal on the bottom half of the map with a control ward of his own. Now, WE will use this window to clear out some of the vision around the likes of that Rift Herald and might lose top, but the Shy is holding down the fort.
Yeah, the Shy's not very afraid. He should be,
Yeah.
but he never really is. Of course, he's going to back up at the correct time, and that does mean that WE will get themselves a turret. It also means they're able to control a decent amount of vision in that river area. But IG have played this out tactfully in that they want to get themselves the Drake, and then they will re-establish that vision, knowing full well that if WE try and fight them for it, then they'll have the advantage as, yes, I saw the look on your face.
Yeah, I know you saw it too. That was triple Infernal. The third one spawning back to back to back. Even the RNG gods are looking at IG and saying, all right, I'll give you this one.
I hear you like accelerating.
Exactly.
I hear you like team fights. Let's have 3 Infernal Drakes, a ridiculous buff to their damage. It's just Xayah, Vladimir, and Orianna with 3 Infernals if they get that.
That said, look at how fast they're moving around the map. Balan with the engage to force back Magic. The mid-tier 2 is broken down. I didn't even realize they had done the swap. Last I checked, it was Ning and Rookie bottom. Suddenly there were 4 people bottom and the Shy was top. IG are just on the map faster than WE can react.
They just choose to get the turret as well, and no contest from Team WE. At the start, it was just a trade. You know, WE, they got the top lane out of turret. Like, that's good. They actually got themselves a gold-valued objective over an Infernal Drake, and in a losing situation, I like that. And then suddenly they just lose their mid lane in the turret, no one able to deal with it, no one able to respond. IG's pressure cooker that they've got going right now is doing some serious work, and the fact that they're able to get that and get out pretty much unscathed, just a Rakan ultimate used, means that they still have vision set up at the Baron. They are able to walk deep enough into WE's base to get themselves the Infernal and walk back to their vision.
Yeah, and then break a tier 2 off the back of it without giving up any ground. WE are playing very passive here in this game 1. They cannot afford to continue doing this as the Baron has now spawned. The Shy may not have teleport, but he's already split pushing in a side lane. And look how far back 957 is sitting.
That push was very controlled for a limited time.
Minor miscommunication issues.
There was also a control ward from the other team, so 3-for-1 push.
Still, though, this is a relentless siege from IG. They're now turning their attention towards another Tier 2, and while Xie can clear out the minions along with Mystic, they need to get in range first, and that is a dangerous prospect with Baolan over the wall.
They're giving WE chances to look at it. Perhaps, you know, Vision's easier to place where all of these pushes are going on from IG, and there's a chance that an Alistar can go forwards, but it's only a Hex Flash, so realistically, you're looking at 957 in Meganar, but he's busy with Vladimir, and then you're looking at Magic. Magic's the only person that can engage realistically, and he has to be the one to go first and put the first foot forwards for the side of WE. That's a hard task for a new member on the team, but these opportunities, whilst they're very slim, are there from WE. It's because IG are choosing to take the objectives, not choosing to take a risk. Why go for Baron? Why even risk it being stolen when we can just take turrets constantly instead? Baron, what excels at taking these turrets, we're strong enough to do that without it. So when we get Baron, it's the final nail in the coffin in terms of strength.
Now, we don't have any banner yet, but we just might soon as the top tier 2 goes low and is broken down. WE give it up, deciding not to go for the long extended defense, the long siege to keep themselves alive. And IG happily just take it, set themselves back up to base, and reclaim the map. The Shy happily heading back on down to the bottom half.
And I actually really like this from WE, whilst it looks like they just conceded themselves a turret. They're actually pushing bottom lane. They're pressuring the bottom lane out of turret. 957 may be able to even pick that one up. So again, a relative trade. Even though it's not a great trade, it's still a gold value that they're going to get for themselves. And at the same time, the biggest thing is that they're controlling a lane. So yes, they lose the top lane in a turret. Yes, that's a bad thing for them. But they control the minions here, which gives opportunities for them to push up at the rest of the map. Maybe even threaten a teleport from 957 if they find those small windows of opportunity.
And as you said, the bottom tier 1 did go down, so WE still keeping themselves on the map, at least trying to keep pace in gold, though it is about a 7,500 advantage for the likes of IG. Yeah, Jackie Love is just pushing in, stepping forward with a rapid-fire cannon second on the likes of this Xayah. So often we call him the aggressive AD carry for IG, and he is absolutely showing Mystic who's the better Xayah here.
Here they go, straight to the Baron. They've got the Orianna shields as well. Ning and Jackie Love are going to be able to do a bulk of the damage. Balan also able to provide that. Now, even if they don't do this Baron, I do think the higher goal here is actually a team fight. They'll be looking towards that. Teleport also forced.
Yeah, Magic actually using the Dragon Flag to step into the river, and teleport is cancelled by 957.
Perfect. Go back to the Baron if you're Invictus Gaming. Everything they wanted was just achieved, because they can still take the team fight if WE walk over now, knowing that 957 has to walk here.
Ooh, the Shy steps up onto Magic, already down to half health. Celestial over the wall, gonna try to make the play, but you can see Magic is being denied entry to the pit. He goes forward as the Baron goes down. A quick, easy kill for IG. Make that 2 as Mystic falls, and WE are crumbling like a house of cards. Shockwave pulls it in as one by one the dominoes for WE go lower and lower. Rookie chasing down 957 along with the rest of their team. Ning, he's looking for it, but 957 will make it back to base. 2 versus 5, and IG have the Baron.
I have a feeling that Jackie-Love was even looking for a flash over the wall just at the end there for 957 if he overstepped his bounds. And Invictus Gaming, they just walk up, they get themselves the inhibitor, they're able to walk away, and they're honestly just putting on a clinic right now. They're making Team WE, one of the best teams that we have in our region, look like a college team, effectively. They look like they are not able to even keep up with IG and how strong they are. We got to see this as well. Magic, it was desperate. He wanted to get close to the pit, but he's pretty much already dead. The rest of the team fight follows. Proto Belt finds the second as well, and IG, they're just powerhousing right now. They are running them over. This was not a team fight. This was a slaughter.
It absolutely was. And now with the recall completed, Infernal Dragon's up in 10 seconds, the third of the game. They've already got the Baron. They've already got the final nail in the coffin. Now this is just for fun at this point, as they set their eyes on that final Infernal Dragon, even utilizing double banner of command.
Nothing is more fun than a one-hit, Dom. Why not get yourself a third Infernal? Wow. We've got a lot of banners down here in the bottom lane. You know what? Everyone gets excited about banner of command cannons, but have you ever seen a melee minion when it's got the buff?
Yeah.
That thing is such a fast attack speed.
And meanwhile, the caster minion just behind it, that turret did not stand a chance, much like WE in this game 1.
She is pushing mid lane, Dom. They're currently threatening the inhib, and he can't get here in time. It's just going to go.
Look at how quick it's going down. Ning steps forward. Now 957 has dropped Mega, but the turret is already dead. The minion wave is cleared out, and this push will not be stopped so easily.
You know, I don't think they're going to stop at all. I think they just threaten the end of the game right now.
Jackie-Love tanking hits for his double banner push in the bottom lane. This is one of the fastest pushes I've ever seen. The Shy goes forward with the Shockwave. It's a fight on both sides as they manage to get the kill onto CA as he goes in, and WE ashamedly make their way into the fountain, but they can't even make it that far as Invictus Gaming taking the ace and absolutely smashing game 1 over WE.
It was never close. There was never a chance. WE barely existed in this entire game, and IG go up 1-0, but it may as well just be the entire set over with how clean that looked. This is the best team in our league, showing everyone in the world why they are the best, and they still will be.
Look at Xie, absolutely shattered after that game 1. There was so much hype for the matchup between Rookie and Xie, the best mid laner in the league versus Xie, who has been performing out of his mind, perhaps some of the best play of his career. He walks into this game 1 and crumbles. This is a shellacking.
Yeah, every individual member of IG looked very clean in this game as well. It wasn't one star player doing something crazy. It started with that first kill in the middle lane onto Xie, and then it feels like that was it for Team WE. There was absolutely nothing that they could do. The best that WE did was they got turrets, and they got themselves a single kill. That's the only saving grace for them in this game. Otherwise, they got absolutely smashed. I'm about 10 seconds away from going to Google and looking up synonyms for smash because I'm starting to run out of words.
I mean, WE were barely even a road bump in that game 1. Invictus Gaming, after the performance we saw yesterday from Rogue Warriors, making a play against Snake, the second best versus the second best in the league, right behind Invictus Gaming. And then for Invictus Gaming to follow up the day after, I mean, I know we're getting close to playoffs, but guys, save your play to finals, save your play to semis. You don't have to send a message this soon.
I mean, the beauty of this game, Dom, is they didn't even really send a message. They just played standard League of Legends, and they were just so good at it that WE couldn't keep up. It wasn't a crazy strategy. It wasn't something new from them. It was just super clean.
It certainly was, but now to break down how clean that play was, let's hear from our analysts.
Stomped, wrecked, whooped. You know, there's a lot of different synonyms you can use, Russ. You don't need to Google for that. I'm pretty sure you're a smart man. You can think about them in your own time. But let's get straight into picks and bans for this matchup, because We already said that 8.4 brings a huge buff for Invictus game, but it seems like they even won the draft phase.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like WE's draft right here. They had a very core scaling composition. If you look at IG, what I don't like about it, their top side is triple AP, and if they want any say in the mid game, they actually need Xayah to have a good game with that 80 damage coming out. So the draft phase was, it was kind of a wash for me. I don't think W fared that bad. We do see the huge weakness in 957, like we said in the pregame. They have to ban out the blind picks from the Shy right there in the Camille and the Jace. But overall, WE, they have a workable composition. The problem with WE here is that they try to force way too much, and IG punished them so hard for it.
I mean, we saw ganks in the mid lane going wrong for Magic, especially. When you picked up the job in a champ that you don't see too much in the current meta, did not work out, and it was Rookie getting ahead so early.
Yeah, and this play is just, it's so beautiful to watch. You could kind of nitpick that Ning could have picked up a clean double kill here, but, this is what W want to try with their composition. They want to get things rolling in the mid with Xie. That doesn't happen, and I have to give a lot of props to Ning's first jungle path. I think that was absolutely brilliant. The reason Xie was caught out was because he was anticipating the gank from the wrong side. The way Gragas was able to path was he did his red, Raptors, Wolves, and then recalled. So that threw Xie off for a loop. Xie thought he was going to pick up his Raptors, the next batch of Raptors 4 minutes beyond the left side. But instead, Ning went back to his blue, picked up his blue really late, and then ganked from the bottom. Now that completely threw Xie off guard, and it really kind of snowballed the play. Ning setting it up, and then Rookie ducking.
And that gank wasn't the cleanest gank. That was the one that happened before they got the big shockwave out of Rookie in the mid lane there. And it was what started Rookie snowballing. We already heard from the cast. He had a fantastic game. And this is not against some pushover mid laner. It's against Xie. Xie, who has picked up the most MVPs in this entire tournament, and Rookie just styles on it.
There's just so much confidence coming up from Rookie. He even picks up the early loot, and we heard Papa Smithy talk about the item choices in mana in the LCK, and it's usually 90% you go for the Archangel staff. He says, no, I'm already ahead. I'm styling on you fools. I'm going loot and echoes first, just for the burst damage. That's how far ahead he was.
And Rookie was able to pick up MVP off the back of that performance as well after game number 1 between Team WE and Invictus Gaming, really showing how IG can still play towards their playstyle and crush teams nice and early.
Yeah, and they're doing it without even a solid composition. They have a kind of anti-composition with the Orianna and the Gragas. It doesn't matter. It's alley-oops all the whole game.
And we saw
styling.
Yeah, we saw a really early dive coming up from Invictus Gaming as well that worked phenomenally for well. And 957 was nowhere to be found during that entire dive.
So this is the right idea because they have the lead on their solo lanes, but however the teleport from 957 never comes down and they overextend on this play. Like we said in the pregame, you do need to be a little bit aggressive, force IG on the defensive end. The execution just isn't there for WE. They're missing members, the Shy's already moving down first, and the execution is just fumbled completely. There's so much outplay happening from IG that WE can't keep up.
Yep, the final teleport being cancelled there. In fact, it's just a Shy walking all the way from top lane down to bottom lane. That's how much time he had to get into this team fight.
Yeah, it's just picking it up with solo kills all over the map again and again, and it's terrifying because they're not doing it. It's not necessarily the most planned execution. It's just natural talent outshining WE.
Yeah, and Team WE could not hold on to the match. We already said that there's a conflict in playstyles. IG are going to play early. They're going to try and use the jungle and mid lane matchup to their advantage, which they did successfully.
Yep.
WE were not able to hold on at all. We did not see any form of their playstyle take effect in this match because IG were just so clinical with their execution.
Yeah, and it's such a difficult question to see where W is going to come back because Ning has shown his experience over Magic in this matchup, and it just seems like they're getting so many outplays. So either W, if they pick the same comp, I would like them to tone down their aggression a little bit, know that they can play the scaling type of style a little bit, but it's still going to be a long shot.
Well, we'll have to find out. We're going to go into a very quick break. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a bit.